Hello and welcome everyone to episode 3 of Tales of the Shire. I think where we left off in our last episode is that we're going to prepare meals for our two friends as part of our quest line, but I would rather clean, and I've discovered how to do so. So I think we'll do some spring cleaning rather than focusing on the meals, and then by the end of the episode, if we have time, we will certainly look at getting those quests done. But I think like one of the main parts of this game obviously is designing your home and feeding into it and stuff, so that's what I want to do today. Can I rotate the camera to see what this looks like? I like that it's individual beams as well, that's pretty sick. So yeah, I was looking at the quest line anyway, and I just decided kind of there and then that I'd rather clean than do the meals. This is cool, the fact that these are available to us. At least they seem to be. And the colours as well. That's class. Okay, we won't go down the rabbit hole just yet. We'll just clean up first. Stuff like this, you know. So yeah, I'm just in the cleaning mood, I suppose. In an attempt to improve my internet, I cleaned up the garden a little bit. I trimmed the hedge. So around springtime, my internet took a dive. I actually spoke about it in a previous episode. Just that, like, my internet's absolutely shocking, and I've contacted the people, and really, you know, it's not good enough because I work from home. And when I rang them, eventually got a hold of them, they were saying that there might be something blocking the signal. You know, the guy said like, oh, it appears to be optimized, like the settings are optimized to your needs, but it looks like, you know, the signal's being blocked by something. So normally we keep the hedge trimmed to the height of our wall, or our shed, if you like. And it was only when it was said, like, you know, the hedge should be the height of the shed, and the internet's being blocked by something, I kind of put two and two together, and the hedge was probably nearly double that height. So I spent my Saturday cleaning up the hedge, trimming the hedge down, cleaning up the garden, and that has me in a kind of cleaning mode. Just even today after work, as soon as I finish work, straight into it, cleaning the house. We're going to Scotland tomorrow as well, so I had to clean the house. But I didn't do so begrudgingly this time. You know, cleaning can be a drag, but I've been up for it this week. And that's why I said we would do this now. Well, I'm in a cleaning mood. Why not? You know? And if we have time, as I said, we'll look at styling some of the rooms, and then also doing some quests, just to progress the story a little bit. So, did trimming the hedge work? Maybe is the answer. I've been doing speed tests like every couple of hours for the past couple of days. Sunday morning I got 162 megabytes download, which is insane for where I live. So I was delighted with that. It's like, oh my god, I've solved my problem. But just before I started recording... Oh, but you went blue. Don't tell me you can't be placed there. Just before I started recording, I had to update Tales of the Shire. There's a few patches and stuff, you know? I was like, grand, let's see what the internet's saying now. So, mind you, 162 on Sunday. I got 2.7 just now, about 10 minutes ago. So, the hedge doesn't seem to be at least the entire culprit, the singular cause of the bad internet. It is 8 o'clock at night here, so could be usage, you know, could be people in the area pulling on the internet as well. And that's why on Sunday morning, no one using it, the speed was unreal. But I do think it has something to do with the weather. The way that our receiver is positioned, it's obviously targeting the nearest tower. And that just happens to be in the direction of sunset. So around, you know, between the hours of 6 and, you know, 10 o'clock here in Ireland, the sun is setting, and it hits the receiver right in the face. And my theory is that that's essentially interfering with the receiver. Not, apparently, according to Google, not like sound waves, or light waves, I should say, but more so like heat. I think the sun is heating up the receiver, and the kind of sensitive equipment in the receiver, I guess, is getting overwhelmed, and that's why my internet dives at nighttime. But I mean, that's really all I have at the moment to go off. I'm absolutely loving this, by the way. I'm talking away here, but my mind is spinning with all the options. So many teacups lying around the gaff. When it says stash, I don't know. Like, that's obviously going into our inventory. Like, I don't want to have a million teacups in our inventory either, you know. How is our room looking? Like this? Like, come on, man. Gotta do better. Just stuff on the floor and that. I suppose, I think she was an old lady, right? We'll give her the benefit of the doubt. But yeah, I haven't entirely solved my internet issues. And if you've been listening to some of the other videos and, you know, kind of following the channel from its beginnings, I guess, you know that I'm trying to buy a house. Arla and I are looking at buying a house here in Ireland, and I guess serious consideration for us when looking at houses is, well, how is the internet? It's a real amenity, you know, like you look at a house and you're like, where's the nearest school, where's the nearest supermarket? Like, in the modern world, it very much is, well, you know, can I get fiber? Can I get decent internet? And they're two kind of opposing things, really, for Orla and I, where we want a house that's, you know, a little bit, you know, more rural, kind of tucked away, you know, behind some trees and out in the countryside, but then you obviously sacrifice your access to fibre optic. Now here in Ireland, they are rolling out, you know, they're rolling out fibre optic basically to as many places as they can, but that takes time. You know, I've been waiting for fibre optic since I was probably 16, and like, you know, something else that's relevant at the moment is Battlefield footage. Like, I can even move these. This is savage. I was expecting the moving thing to kind of cut off as we came out here. Oh, amazing. Amazing. Can we change the colour of the plaster? Wattle and daub. I don't think that's wattle and daub, my G. Wattle and daub is like sticks and plaster. I do like this, the sparse ivy. It's very, very pretty. Apply everywhere. What a very useful button. Sure. See, that's too much, I feel, you know? No, we definitely want the wood. There's no contest there, like. I stashed that. Cool, it does actually show us a little boundary line. That's very useful. Yeah, so something, you know, talking about internet, and I've been waiting to get fiber since I was 15, 16. Like, that was a huge thing in Battlefield 3 and 4, is that my internet most of the time would work in my parents' house, but it would get to a point where, like, I couldn't run. You know, so my character would just be running on the spot, and then, you know, you'd see a chopper come over the hill, and that would be it, you know, GG, attack helicopter to the face. And what? 11 years, 12 years on, I'm still faced with the same problem. Now, I have moved house, you know, I'm not in the same place, but 12 years later, I'm looking at Battlefield 6, getting super hyped to play, possibly play with my friends, you know, that I haven't played with in years. Getting excited to play, and I just know that my internet's not going to be able to handle it. I would absolutely love to get Battlefield 6. But I know in my heart of hearts, my internet just isn't up for it. You know, like, I used to play Counter-Strike with my friends up until really, like, this year. Because, yeah, as I said, my current internet is 2.75 download. And I've rang my provider, I have taken to the environment and cut back the hedge. And it's not resolved, so I don't really know what the next steps are for me. Other than buying a house. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what can be done, I suppose. But it is disappointing that this has kind of been a problem for basically my entire adult life. I wish this area here was separate to this area, because I would love that either of these floors in the pantry. But I don't want it in my, you know, out in this area, for example. Oh, look, it is what it is. We have the half walls as well. Can I change the wallpaper? Of course I can. Of course I can. Oh, that's stunning, let's go to the ends. I don't know if it's just me, but I like to go to the end of a list and then work my way back. I don't know what that is about me, but it's just something I do. That's actually really nice. I like the colour, but not the stripes. That's nice. That's also nice. I like this as well, but I think it's a little bit much. I do like that as well. Can I want to do like a side by side, so I wish I could take my cursor off and see what I currently have applied and then compare it to this. That's what I currently... Nah, it has to be the blue. It has to be the blue. Okay. What about the roof? I think we're gonna stick with what we have. Oh, there's so much. There's just so much. I'm not feeling overwhelmed yet, but there's just so much. Ah, it's so cool, man. Yeah, the wooden windows is just a winner, like, you know. I do appreciate the brick, like, but nah. Pass. So yeah, speaking of relevant games and Battlefield 6 and trailers and getting excited, I watched the Gamescom, which was in Germany. I think it was over the weekend. I watched the first night, the reveals and stuff. And it's not really a complaint per se. Can I change the colour of this? I'd love to make it green. We'll stick with white for now. It's not necessarily a complaint, right? But I felt by the end of it, by the end of the stream, a lot of the games were kind of similar themes. So like, there was so many. Okay, so we've 2 to unlock here. I do like this color wood. I think that's a little too dark for the vibe we've got going. Yeah, a lot of the games were not repetitive because they all had their individual spin, but definitely similar themes. So there was a lot of games that were like, you know, very like Ghost of Tsushima, like Ronin spirits, like Ronin ghosts or samurai ghosts, and you know, kind of Japanese mythology, and which is fine, class, absolutely love it. But do we need 10 games like that? I don't know, you know. And if it wasn't kind of Japanese style samurai Ronin mythological kind of games, it was a lot of like psychological horror. Look, if it sells, right? Game developers are going to make games that sell. But, again, a lot of variation on kind of the same thing. You know, even Call of Duty is part of the stream at Gamescom. Call of Duty was featured. Black Ops, I don't know what one it is. Black Ops 7? I don't think that's right. But even Call of Duty has a psychological horror aspect to it. So it seems like, you know, Mason is like, you know, like all the other Black Ops, I guess. I haven't played them. I've only played Black Ops 1. I played a little bit of Black Ops 2, but I know that Mason and the Mason family feature. And where's my little writing desk? Through here, isn't it? Yes, it is. There's a scene where Mason and his team go into a room and they're like sprayed with gas, and they kind of have like psychedelic, you know, they hallucinate essentially, psychedelic experience and psychedelic horror, where Mason starts imagining things from his past life, like past traumas and stuff like that. And the only way I can describe it really is like the Scarecrow in Batman, where, you know, is it The Dark Knight, I think? Or Batman Begins, actually, apologies. You know, the fear gas or whatever, you get sprayed with this gas and all of a sudden you start seeing stuff. That's the vibe I got off Black Ops. And that's like not horror per se, but it's psychological. You know, it's another game with a psychological aspect to it. I was just curious. Again, it's not a complaint. Game developers, they'll make what sells. Absolutely, you do you. If people enjoy your games, give the people what they want. Yeah, drive on. But just an observation that I made. Seemed like a lot of repetition. And like, speaking of Batman, one of the most memorable games from Gamescom was the new Lego Batman. It looks absolutely class. It definitely does look like it has its own spin. It's not like, you know, Lego Star Wars from years ago. It does look like they've done their own thing with it, but it does have its own... how do I say it? It has its own mojo. It has its own feel to it, but it's true. It stays true to like Lego games, if that makes sense. It's got the Lego humor and stuff like that, but it's almost true to the source material. So it seems like a mixture of, you know, the Nolan Batman series, so like Batman Begins, The Dark Knight, and The Dark Knight Rises, but it also has the new Batman with what's his name? So, on theme with the episode, I was gonna cut the video, right, and pretend that I didn't forget the guy's name. I was gonna do a sneaky Google, edit the video to make like I was just taking a breath, and then say his name. While trying to Google the actor's name, it refused to load. I went on to Google, I typed in Cedric Diggory, and the fucking webpage didn't load. And that's my current situation with internet, lads. That's how bad it is. Like, if you didn't believe me before, you can believe me now. But yeah, Robert Pattinson, Cedric Diggory, the new Batman. His Batman features in the Lego Batman as well. So I thought that was really cool. And it does seem to be like open world as well. I kind of listening to the interview. The presenter was kind of implying that you can pick whatever Batmobile you want and then drive around in that Batmobile, obviously, which I thought was really cool. So it does seem to have a open world feel to it, and I really appreciate that, because I know it's a Lego game, but, you know, being Batman going around Arkham, really cool. Because I never got to play the Batman games on like PS3, PS4. So yeah, just overall Gamescom, it was cool. I had it on in the background while I was working. Yeah, it was interesting. Some things got my attention, some didn't. No, it's different genres, you know, like what's it? Like Monster Hunter. I tried to play Monster Hunter. I just, for whatever reason, couldn't get into it. But I know that some people lose their minds over that, you know? And yeah, that's the feel I got off Gamescom, where there was a lot of games that I would never play, but I knew when I saw the trailers that people were, you know, excited by it, like, you know, they were going to lose their minds. Like, I think there's a new Silent Hill. I don't like horror, to be honest. Ask anyone that knows me, I'm absolutely terrified of anything horror, movies included, like, but I know that Silent Hill is like a cult classic, and people are hyped for the new one, you know? I would say, oh, we'll check it out on the channel, but I can promise you that 100% is not happening. Like, there's just absolutely no way. Well, I suppose never say never. We are coming up to Halloween, so maybe we will look at a horror game or two. I don't know. I do quite enjoy my sleep, you know. So we'll see. We'll see. Never say never. Go on, yeah, apply everywhere. I'm going around changing my mind as well. Like, I seen this earlier, and I loved it at the time, and now I don't. This, I love the color scheme, but this is too much. You know, so I love the blue and the white with the blue walls, stunning, but it's just too much in this room. And then in the corner here as well, it kind of annoys me. There's like a mismatch there. That's nice, but I wouldn't have it in here. I love this. I really do. Look, we can always change it again, you know? Let's see. This is like a courtyard. Oh, like this isn't, you want cozy vibes. Like, this is cold. It's stunning, but it's cold. We want our house to be cozy and warm. You know, like, that's cozy. That's why I picked this floor for in here, because it's like, although it's tile, but it's cozy brown, you know? It's absolutely stunning, man. It's so nice. Do you know what? It's just too much, man. See, if it was just the circle with this kind of ornate Celtic band in the middle, brilliant, stunning, amazing. The fact that it bleeds into the kitchen, and then I can't change this, terrible. Love it in here, but then our blue walls don't match our green floor, so, you know. Keep coming back to this one, you know. I love the circular design. That's why, you know, I feel like, look at this curve, right? Curve, into a curve, into a curve. And that, to me, is the Shire. Is that it's all gentle rolling hills and round windows and round doors. So, you know, I know we get the curve here. I know we do. But then you lose a lot of the other curves. So, look. Stick with this for now, okay? Yeah, see, look, this room is small. It is not round. So I don't mind doing this as much. It's actually really nice. If this wasn't a bedroom, it'd be stunning. Well, it doesn't need to be, right? We could maybe make this... We could maybe unlock a new area and move our bedroom. This could be like a little... I don't know, a little study. To see how these kind of capture the back wall, and they're not out here. You know, that's not too much. It's just right. Same here. You know, you've got your centerpiece, and then everything else is just backdrop. That's what you want. Even there, same thing. Bit too much for me in this room. No. We'll go with this. Just to break it up. See, these are going that way. These are kind of horizontal, so not for me. What does this look like? We match this to this. Horrific. It actually reminds me of a time that me and my friends tiled the kitchen floor. So my friend lives in a house that's over 100 years old. It's very, very old. And, you know, it's been passed down, I think, through his family. And some of the tiles in the kitchen had cracked. So it was only a small amount. So they didn't want to lift the whole floor. And it's a piece of history, you know, it's like those tiles, I think, at the time, I think the tiles were like 108 years old. So we were only doing maybe a meter by half a meter worth of tiles. And we are not tilers. You know, I think we were like 19, 20 at the time. And we made an absolute balls of it. We ruined this section of floor. My friend, his mother bought the tiles for us to install, you know. And it was only after we had them placed and cemented in that we realized we'd done the pattern wrong. Essentially, like this. Come here, I'll show you. So, if we'll say, where is it gone? This one? Oh, it's the other one. This one. Let's see if I can demonstrate it here. Ah, not really. But basically, if you looked at my friend's floor, the wood goes this way. You know, the long side, this long piece here goes into the room. The long piece goes out the door. We did it horizontally. We did the pattern backwards. And it was only after we'd finished, we were having a cup of tea. And we were like, oh, for fuck's sake. It was too late to fix it, you know? And, yeah. His mother, like, she loved it, you know. It was her kind of childhood house, and she was very impressed with us, you know. But oh, I was absolutely raging because my friend and I we're very much, you know, kind of perfectionists, and we like to do things right, and it caught the two of us off guard, and yeah, I'll never again will I tile like I'm so indecisive. This is the most riveting gameplay you guys have ever seen. I actually do like this a lot now. My little path leading into the room. I so wish we could change this. Maybe it's a part in the future, you know? But like, there's no hitboxes here. Look, hitbox there. No, even the pantry has hitboxes. But, you know, very few. And let me check quickly. The walls, they're not. Okay, so let's do different wallpaper in here. It's the wrong blue. Even that's the wrong blue, man. What are you doing to me? Is there... No, we'll go with that. And we'll come in here and we'll change the paneling. Sorry, that's what we already have. See, that's very loud. You know, we've got a patterned floor with a patterned wall. Doesn't really... And then, you know, the furniture is the same kind of color. I think we'll keep that. Let's see, can we do anything with these? I'm struggling, I really am struggling to see the difference on some of these ones. Like, we're looking at this here, we've got simple. Okay, so it's on the right hand side here, if you watch. Obviously, I obviously see these changing, but... Yeah. Okay, okay. I think actually, because, you know, this is a bedroom, we're gonna do the lamps. And that gives us some lighting around the room, you know? Whether we can turn it on or off or not, different story. But, no. That's the theme we're going for, is cozy. Cozy, yet orderly. It's a little bit like Minecraft, where when you start playing Minecraft, you make everything symmetrical, everything has to be square, everything has to be in lines. And you quickly realize that that kind of becomes an eyesore. It's you can't quite put your finger on it, but when you finish your build and everything is perfectly symmetrical, you're kind of looking at it like something's off. Oh, like I can't put my finger on it, but for some reason I hate this build. Oh, it's like it's too sterile, and that's what I want to avoid here. Whoa, no, that's not what I wanted to do. Tab. Okay, well, no time like the present to learn. Yurt, simple chest. Right, we saved the day. You know, I do want to keep it authentic. Like it's a cozy home. It's lived in. You know, we don't want essentially like millennial, sterilized millennial white. Oh, that's not the vibe that we're going for. A little bedside table, work with me. Oh man, really? I suppose I need to get into the bed. I understand the hitbox, but like, come on, you know? Put this lad here. It makes a little bit more sense to have space where your wardrobe is. This lad here. Now, you, I don't know what to do with you. You can go there for now. And then, what's this lad? See, I would love to move my writing table, but I don't think I can. And I would put this lad across from my bed. That's exactly where that would go. Like, right in this little corner. No, and then you have your cozy... Oh, look how much better this looks already. It's stunning. I know we looked at the chandeliers, but I just want to make sure it's the same. Yeah. No. Hideous. Anything with this, lads? I think... Frame the room then. It hopefully doesn't interfere with the wardrobe. It does. You bollocks. Light swirl. Unless I move this into the corner. Just misses it. How much do I care? You know what? No. This is not the type we want. Polite swirl. Why not? Polite swirl. There's just so much to do. Like, I really hope these are like, you know, well, I don't know. I was going to say like green or blue, but then that would mess with the wallpaper, so maybe not. But we are sticking with light wood for now. This, if it was darker, would be lovely. That's very nice. Very nice, but maybe not for in here. I think we'll go with that as well. And what's our floor? It's blue. Oh, that's stunning. Okay, we might come back to the daub. I had a nice blue there. No, not you. Not you either. Blemished grey. That's blue, mate, right? Let's take a... Is there a crouch mechanic? No, there's not. Okay, no. This is the job. So we come in. Don't mind, this may all change, right? This episode's going to be 4 hours long. Oh my god, it's already 36 minutes long. I haven't really taken a break either from speaking. This is absolutely flown in. To be quite honest with you lads, I don't even know what I've said. It's probably I've just gone into the hole. Um, so let's see. Come in. It's raining outside. You want to be nice and cozy and coorie. You come in, and blemish spray isn't doing it for me. It's a little bit too cold. And the same be said for the dog, you know. Come in from outside. Still too cold. I think yeah, we want a relatively plain wall. Oh, hate that. And there's skirting boards as well. There's too much choice. There's too much. At least it is only it's the same much as the trimmings up here. It's the same as the skirting, so that's fine. I'm loving these darker colors, like you know the red and the purple and stuff. Makes it a lot more cozy. Even this. I'm not even talking anymore. I'm just sitting here. Right, look, we'll leave that for now. No, we're not. No, we're not. I hate the daub. Now that I've seen the other colors, I absolutely hate the daub. The green is calling to me, lads. It's just the white with the green with the brown. It's just so Hobbit-like. But then the issue of the blue. So, oh, that's actually really nice. With the green, there's a hint of green here on the floor. That's too cold. If this was a carpet, if it was like a green and white carpet, I hate the bed. Now that I've only just noticed the duvet. That's getting whacked straight in the bin. I really like this, and I really. If there was a little fireplace in here, this would work. This would definitely work if we had a fireplace to heat up the room. Like, I'm speaking like this is real life, lads. Do you know what I mean? I can just pretend that the room is warm. But I am really, really going for the cozy vibe. Like, this isn't cozy. There's too much going on. I love this, by the way. But there's too much. The tiles are too small. The pattern is too much. I don't want to be looking at the floor in my bedroom. You know? So I really do think this is the job. Back here, please don't be terrible. Oh, it's not. It's not. It's absolutely perfect. Right, you. What do we do with you? I'm gonna go harvest 100 potatoes just so I can buy a new bed. I hate this duvet. Can we... No, we can't. It's just stash removed. Yeah, okay. So I'd imagine there's other furniture pieces with different styles. You know? Window color. Is that too dark? Color in between these two. See, like to blend in with the wall. These either of these colors. Is that the lesser of the two evils? I think it is, you know, because these are dark. What about you, man? Oh, how could you have done this to me? That's oak wood up here, like light wood, whatever we're calling it, and this is dark wood. It's class, man. So pretty. Not for a bedroom, you know. that's so cool. Having a lovely big kind of spyglass window. Is that what it's called? No, large circular wood. What am I talking about, James? It's gonna have to be light wood for now, lads. It's gonna have to be light wood. I'm not happy about it, but it is better than mix matching. The theme here is consistent. You know, the little curtain poles, if you like. What are they called? Railings, you know. Sure. If I could change the colour of this curtain, I'd be all over it, but I don't think I can. We don't want to overdo the potted plant either. It's a lovely little bit of decoration, but too much will... It makes it feel fake, you know, kind of artificial. That's actually really nice, because it makes the room feel like more cozy, like enclosed. That's more walking into an office, I feel, like a little study. So we might put that into this room over here. Where's that nice one gone? Was it this one? Polite swirl. I think that's the job, lads. And to be honest with you, I might put it here. Makes the room feel a little bit more private, you know? And then maybe... Polite swirl gone. We want the same for the same. This lad is throwing me off as well. Stay there for now, sir. I think that's lovely, lads. I think that's the episode. I think that's the episode. So much for the quests, huh? I think that's the episode. A little bit of a chat. Mostly me losing my mind. Look at our room. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I'm delighted with that now. I'm so glad I went with the green, the lovely stone here. We won't mention the bed. The shelves I will definitely tidy up. You know, we'll decorate it with nice stuff. Candles maybe. I think we have some candles somewhere. But I will leave it here for now, guys. I was gonna say, you know, probably not the most enjoyable episode. Maybe it was. Maybe my voice was nice and relaxing. Maybe you liked listening to me talk about, you know, my thinking, my interior design. And even if it wasn't that entertaining, I had immense fun here. I really enjoyed it. Really enjoyed it. I can see myself spending a lot of time off camera just moving stuff, tweaking stuff. And I think this is what this game is about, right? You know, like a lot of the quests I think we've seen before. I won't go looking now just for quickness, but you know, we've seen the different levels of friendships where you unlocked furniture and stuff. I think that is the core of this game, is farming to make money to buy furniture to decorate your home. Very much like Animal Crossing, but yeah, I love it. I think this is the most I've enjoyed this game so far. And I hope you enjoyed this episode as well. I suppose I'll cut it here before I keep going. Thank you very much for listening. If you're still here, it's a long one. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one.